I want to talk about the conscious coach. I had a recent incident where I was going to purchase something. Well, I was actually watching a coach and intended to buy from her, invest in myself through her. And in the process, she reached out to me. She saw that I had looked at her profile and she reached out to me. And I wanted to talk about that interaction, which was not the best interaction, but I didn't want to really put that energy out into the ethers, if you would. However, there were so many teachable moments in that particular interaction that I thought I would come on in a space of reframing it, right? So that I could still give you value. I like to use my life as teachable moments in a lot of aspects. And wherever I can, I do that, especially if I think it's going to be amazingly helpful for you. So instead of talking about the incident, this is the download and the way that I was led to share it with you. And I'm titling it The Conscious Coach. So I want to talk about who the conscious coach is. So this is for those of you who are service-based business owners who are considering going into coaching. This is for those of you who are coaches, wellness coaches, business coaches, brand strategists, all the coaches, right? Some things that I know will definitely save you years of lost time, lost money, and lost energy if you are embodying this archetype of this conscious coach that I want to talk about on today. I'm just going to get into how I was led to give this download to be able to be a teachable. And so we're going to talk about the conscious coach and who the conscious coach is. So, first of all, the conscious coach is existing in a space of awareness. That's really, really huge. She's existing in a space of awareness. She's present and she reflects on her actions. Listen, there's so many stimulating things going on in our world space, let alone on the online space. We're experiencing other people's highlight reels. There are highs and lows. People have income ranges that go really, really high and then drop. This can lead to a space of scarcity. It can lead to a space of even hustling so hard that there is no time for reflection. And this is why I so often talk about building a routine that makes you brilliant. I will forever, right, stand on you having that. If you're uncertain about what I'm talking about, I go slightly into detail in that in my introductory video on YouTube. You can check that out there. But I believe in having that particular routine because within that routine there are things that you are doing that reconnect you to yourself, that help you to center. And the conscious coach is doing those things so that she's centered, so that as she's putting her things out into the ether, out into the internet, out into the atmosphere and the world space, she is reflecting what she desires to get back. Because what is happening for everything is we are attracting all the time into our business who we are being. And the thing about it is, energy doesn't lie. So we can pretty it up with pretty pictures, a pretty website, and a pretty logo, but that is not who is coaching. And ultimately, people have to go beyond the veil. The veil would be the website, the logos, and the pretty pictures, and they have to interact with the coach. So some people may be able to get people behind the veil, but keeping them will be based on the coach's level of consciousness, their energy, and what they are embodying. The conscious coach is growing her business from a vision. She's not changing with the trends and the times. She's not building based on fear. She's not copying the next coach. Because what that leads to is switching lanes all the time. One week you believe people should hustle really hard. They should um, post 20 times a day. They should go live every day, two, three times a day. One week you believe that. And then the next week you don't believe in visibility. You don't believe that's the cue. You believe people can build from a different space. They don't need a large following. See, when you are not embodying a level of consciousness, you switch lanes all the time. That's not who the conscious coach is. The conscious coach is not bullying or scaring her clients into buying. She embodies the solutions that her clients need. And they buy because over time of watching her, for some people it's 1 week, some people it's a year. Yeah. But over time, people have watched her and they trust her, and what she is saying, what she has embodied, her energy speaks to their soul. And they know that's my person. Listen, when I launched my first 6K program, my highest program or offer was $1,000 a week prior. I signed 10 people into that program. Within 2 months, I had 60K in sales. It was happening just like that. But do you know what happened? I embodied what I was selling. There was a level of conviction, not hollering, not bullying, not convincing, not forcing. I embodied it. And so it was an easy yes for the people who joined. So the conscious coach is not bullying. She's not scaring her clients into buying. She's not even hustling. Things are coming to her in overflow because she is so consciously connected to her vision, which we talked about earlier. She's connected to the solution that she provides for her clients. And she's operating in a level of mastery, not manipulation, right? She has actually mastered something, not something that she did one time or she heard someone else say. She's embodying it. This is the conscious coach. She's selling from her skill, not her gift of gab, not her charm. She's selling from her skill. This is something that she has embodied. There's a knowing in her that resonates with her premium clients. This is about the conscious coach and her premium clients. Because the conscious coach is attracting premium clients because of all these things I'm naming that she either does or she doesn't do. The conscious coach is not changing her brand every week based on someone she saw. She's not changing her words to reflect what she heard someone else say that she doesn't yet believe herself. Now, hear me on this. There will be some things that you will change and you have to lean into, but the people that you magnetize will be magnetized once you fully believe it. They will be magnetized and they will stick and stay once your belief is aligned. I'll give you an example. Have you ever had a high income month, a 5-figure month, 5-figure plus month, high income month, whatever high income would be to you? And then the next month, it plummeted back down. Or maybe you did it 2 or 3 months, and then the next month, it went back to what you were making prior to. What that is you haven't quite embodied that higher income month being your normalcy. Right? The conscious coach understands this. This is why I talk about identity shifting all the time, because what's normally happening when a person gets the high income months and then they fall away, they have not consciously embodied the identity that is a match for what they're calling in. That's what's really happening with the income in those time frames when they're up and down. It's a space of consciously embodying the identity that is a match for earning that type of income on a regular basis where that is a normalcy. So the conscious coach is building from what she knows. Like she has embodied this, whether it's a new belief that she needed for the next level, whether it's a new identity. It isn't this false thing that she saw someone else doing and so she changed. She's not changing every week. She has a set of values that she's connected to and that she stands on in spite of. This is a conscious coach. She builds based on her authentic values, not something she heard. You can look back through my coaching over the years, and there are some principles that I have just stood on true and true. Number one, I believe in freedom, and I've always talked about it. I've always talked about working smarter, not harder. I've always talked about having systems, creating ways for you to earn money with less your effort. I believe that hustling doesn't make you rich, it makes you tired. I've never coached my clients to hustle. I've coached them to connect to what they're doing in a way where what's required to get it done becomes a normalcy for them. It's not hard work and finding the simplest way to do it. I've always talked about the fact that you don't need a large following to earn six figures. You can just look back through my stuff. The conscious coach builds based on her authentic values. Because I value freedom, it is one of my top five values. I actually, inside 3D Success Academy, and anytime my clients work with me for longer periods of time, I have a concept that walks them through the value system because of that, because I understand that if you're not connected to values, you will switch with the wind. You'll change with every new person that you see. You'll talk about something you believe one week and the next week you don't believe it anymore. And what happens, those premium buyers, the premium clients that is looking for the conscious coach, they move on to find someone else that they can trust, who's not changing with the wind. And this is so important because I understand as life impacts us, it's so easy to bring life into our business and have it change our brand. It's so easy to do. But the conscious coach, if she shifts or pivots, because she is connected to a vision, it will always connect in some form, or she will always quickly find her way of alignment again. Quickly is the key. The conscious coach is centered. Despite everything that's happening on the outside, platforms closing down, all these different things, she's not operating from a space of fear. She's not listening to one thing she heard someone say and now she's deciding to do it, because the conscious coach knows that what is working for everyone else just may not work for her. And this is the danger of copying other people. You don't know where they are in their business. You don't know what reason they actually did it. You don't even know if they're consciously doing it or did they get what they're doing from someone else. So the conscious coach is centered. She understands these three things, and this is what I work with my clients to get clarity on: who they are as a brand, the problem they solve, and who they solve it for. My concepts are created around giving them the deepest level of clarity in those areas. Because most people who say they know who their problem is solved for, when we work together, they find out that who they've been attempting to market to is not even their perfect people. And so I create those concepts in a way that helps my clients get the greatest level of clarity, because that level of clarity makes them a more conscious coach and attracts, magnetizes their premium clients with much more ease. The conscious coach is so centered. Her identity is regulated. Her nervous system is regulated. See, when a coach is not conscious, meaning she's not really aware, she doesn't reflect often on her actions, she oftentimes is operating from a dysregulated nervous system, which is why she's changing every other day, which is why there's uncertainty, which is why there is up and downs and dips so much from her high income months to back to what her system can actually handle. It's a dysregulated nervous system. It's why she's canceling people before they even get an opportunity to work with her. This is a coach who's not conscious, whose nervous system is dysregulated. And so I wanted to talk about the conscious coach. This interaction that I had really made me want to come on and talk about the conscious coach and just give you some things to think about as you're continuing to grow in your coaching business, as you're stepping into um, the next highest version of yourself, as you're wanting to tap into that identity that is actually a match for your perfect people, those premium clients, more premium offers, and while you're building your premium brand. The name of my consulting business is Renew Full Circle. And I believe that operating your business is a full circle event. If you ever want to grow, become a business owner. And I believe that coaching is an even deeper level of it being a full circle event, of really renewing your mind at a different level of consciousness. And as you continue to grow and you're doing more and more premium services and premium offers or wanting to shift into that lane in your business, if you're a service based business, even brick and mortar businesses, I've coached clients to build premium brands, whether they've been premium coaching brands or premium brick and mortar brands, service based businesses. And as you step more into that, you will find that so much of that next level is not about what you're doing, it's about who you're being. And energy, it just doesn't lie. So the fancy words, we can put all the AI on it that you want to put on it. You can chat GTP and chat can help you create all this content and you can just roll it out so quickly and all the time, but you still have your own energy. You still have your own nervous system that has to be regulated. You still have to tap into your identity is creating your reality. Your identity is creating your reality. It is one of the reasons why I splash identity somewhere in the work I do with my clients all the time. Before I ever created separate offers that work strategically and strictly on identity, I included identity work with my business clients on their business, but now I've created actual offers where we focus strictly on identity. I've had clients to triple their weekly income. Their income had been the same for a couple of years, but they were bringing in weekly. Tripled it in 1 week after the first week of working with me on their identity alone. No business strategy. Now, I listen, I'm a business strategist, so I have the strategies. I'm not new to this, right? This isn't my first time at the rodeo. This is actually my second business. I own a successful brick and mortar service based business for a decade prior to coaching and consulting. Opened my coaching business, consulting business in 2012 when I still had my brick and mortar. And I've now been doing it full time from the comfort of my home. So for a minute now. And what I will say is, I will give you tried and true results driven business strategies. But if your identity doesn't match, that will be where the challenge comes in. And as you continue to move in and be this conscious coach, so much of it is going to be about who you are being. I'll tap more into this inside. I have a coaching program called The Exceptional Coach, and it is open for enrollment now for the start date in September. For those of you who are interested, there is an application to join. I will leave the information to apply to join the Exceptional Coach Mastermind. For those of you who are looking for identity shifts, I have two programs, one called Your Abundant Identity, your AI. It's a 3 week session with me. It's private, it's one on one, where we work completely on identity. And uh, I have not worked with anyone yet who has not increased in their income because we worked on their identity before the 3 weeks was up. People have, even gained thousands of dollars within 24 hours. So I'm not putting any income claims on it. I'm just talking about the results that we've had simply by working on their identity. My second program on identity is Quantum Cash. It is a 5 week coaching container where we focus on your identity. We focus on who your perfect people are, because once your identity is tapped in at a new level, you often find that your perfect people has slightly changed as well, if not drastically. And then we give you a strategy. So we take all of that identity shifting work that we've done, defining and discovering who your perfect people are, and then we give you a strategy to be able to attract them in your business. Those are the two opportunities for identity shifts if you're looking for that. And for those of you who are wanting to join us for Exceptional Coach Mastermind, all of that information will be either in the description box or in the comments based on where you see this video. And that is my take on today for the Conscious Coach. Peace and abundance.